Hi, we're right at Ernest Hemingway's home, and right behind us, we're gonna get a ticket. It's $14 per adult, and no credit card accepted, so bring your cash. So I think we head in from, I don't know, maybe this way. There's the Hemingway's house. Oh, and purchase ticket over here. Heading in.
I'm going to start by introducing the man in the portrait. His name is Asa Tift, and Tift was originally from Connecticut. Primarily a marine architect, Tift came to the Keys in the early 1800s, and he helped organize the shipwreck and salvage industry here. He settled down in Key West and became a shipping tycoon, dealing mostly in ice. Well, by the mid-1800s, Key West was one of the richest towns in the country, and Tift was the richest man in Florida. Tift designed this home, and he had it built in 1851. It took 3 years to construct. But tragically, within 5 years of moving his family in, he lost them all to a yellow fever epidemic. Tift became a recluse, and he passed away here in 1889, alone and without leaving a will. Well, the house was boarded up for 42 years. By the time the Hemingways acquired it, it was 80 years old, and according to Pauline, it was a miserable wreck. Now from here, we're going to go across the hall and on into the dining room, where I'll give you a brief rundown of Hemingway's life and introduce all his wives. I'll also make a point of introducing any cats we meet along the way. And it looks like we start off with Joe DiMaggio there.
Joe DiMaggio.
As you can see, it works kind of like a chastity belt for a booze bomber. Pauline gave it to Ernest as a birthday present one year, and when she presented it to him, she had a bottle of liquor locked up in it, but she never gave him the key. On that note, we're leaving the dining room and we're heading out that door. Then we're going around the hall and on up the stairs. Over the fireplace, we have a portrait of Hemingway, and he's looking just as he did while he was living here with Pauline, a handsome and athletic man in his 30s. Well, on this wall, we have him surrounded by all 4 of his wives. Ernest Miller Hemingway was born on July 21st, 1899, in the town of Oak Park, Illinois. He was the second of 6 children born to Grace and Clarence Hemingway. He got his first job right out of high school. His uncle in Kansas City pulled a few strings, got him a job as a cub reporter for the Kansas City Star. Well, less than a year later, America became involved in World War I. Hemingway tried to join the Army, but he was turned down. He failed to pass the vision test. So he joined the American Red Cross, and they sent him to Italy. He served a brief, but very distinguished tour of duty. A few years later, he was back home and working for the Toronto Star when he met his first wife. Her name was Elizabeth Hadley Richardson, and they met at a writer's party in Chicago. They had a whirlwind romance, and 3 months after the wedding, Ernest and Hadley sailed to Paris. They had a son there whom they named John, and when John grew up, he had 2 beautiful and famous daughters. You might know them as Margot and Marielle Hemingway, the actresses. Well, the Hemingways became part of a group of expatriates known as the Lost Generation in Paris. Ernest became friends with F. Scott Fitzgerald and Pablo Picasso, just to name a few. Hadley found herself a friend as well. She was a wealthy lady from Piggott, Arkansas, and her name was Pauline Piper. Pauline was in Paris working as the fashion editor for Vogue magazine. Well, Hadley made a big mistake when she introduced her friend to her husbands. Before long, they had become a whole lot more than friends, And by 1927, Hadley had gotten fed up with this and she divorced him. Well, 1 week later, Ernest and Pauline were married, and 2 years after that, they left Paris and arrived here in Key West. Well, they raised 2 boys in this house, and their oldest is Patrick. Patrick used to lead African safaris for a living, but he's long since retired from that, and he now lives somewhere around Bozeman, Montana. His younger brother Gregory became a doctor, and Gregory is holding a cat named Snow White. She was the first 6-toed cat to live here, but she went on to become the founding mother of over half the cats on the grounds today. Hemingway had a policy of writing 700 words until lunch, whichever came first. After counting his words, he'd walk to his boat and spend the afternoon fishing. He'd come back in around sundown, but after dinner, he'd be off to any one of his favorite bars here.
We're going upstairs, Nina. Going upstairs. What are you doing?
换姿势。
不爽你摸它。在录影，玩它，
不要了，等下我被抓。
玩它，你不在玩，它就走了。Let's go. Hi, we finished touring the house. How do you like it?
It's lovely.
The story is really fun, huh?
Yeah, so it's really interesting. You learn a lot about him and his life.
Yeah, we
and
did
his
the
cats.
guided tours, like 30 minutes, take you to second floor and then outdoor as well.
Yeah.
Lots of funny story and interesting story around the house. You wouldn't notice if you walk by yourself. So
No.
recommend taking the guided tour. And the ticket is how much?
$7? No.
$17.
No. What was
14.
$14. Yeah.
Yeah, $14.
$40 for adult.
And there's like a little bookstore. You can buy a lot of souvenirs there and books. Yep. So I would highly recommend coming here. If you're in the Key West, you have to check this out.
Yeah, it's so fun.
It's really fun. And lots of photo opportunity as well. Very pretty house.
And I think they also rent it out for weddings and stuff. So if you're in Key West and you would want to have a wedding here.
Yep. All right. Thanks for watching. We're gonna go to the next destination now. Bye. Thank you for watching our video! JS Adventure is a snippet of our daily lives and travel.
谢谢收看我们的频道 J's Adventure 记录了我们的日常生活跟旅游记事。
Please subscribe to our channel if you haven't. See you guys next time.
下集见，
拜拜。